This has massive implications for the Buccaneers with a big Week 3 game on the way against the New York Jets, especially undermanned. The Buccaneers are looking to pull out another miraculous win, but with this time with different challenges and different players to head up and make things work. I'm Sebastian with Buccaneers Digest. Welcome back, everyone. We are on the eve of week 3 for the Buccaneers. We are 2-0 once again for the 5th year in a row. Very excited. We're going to be wearing these gorgeous 76 jerseys against the Jets. It's going to have a great orange versus green combination. But first, before we get into what we need to talk about, subscribe. 95% of viewers aren't even subscribed. So you just got to hit the bell, hit the button, and join Bucs Digest here. I will not be doing a live stream for this week's game. I will actually be at the game wearing this outfit, and I'm very excited, very thrilled to be doing it. But I will be obviously covering the game afterwards and all that good stuff. I might even be doing reactions from in the stadium, so we will see how that all goes. But let's just jump right into it. What are we expecting? Because obviously it was a rough week for Buccaneers fans. I mean, Monday night was great. Don't get me wrong, but everything came after that was just bad news after bad news. Lost players, Kalijah Cansey, Cody Mock, Luke Gadecki, like all this stuff was just. It felt like that we were in free fall and we couldn't catch our feet. But yeah, let's just jump right into it. Don't mean to be a downer. Okay, so Bailey Adams from Pewter Report had to say, not only will the Bucs be looking to get to 10-3 in September games under head coach Todd Bowles while earning their first Week 3 win since 2020, but they'll also be looking for their first 3-0 start since 2005. It would set the team up well heading into a big-time NFC showdown with the defending Super Bowl champion Eagles in Week 4. As for the Jets, they come in with hopes of avoiding an 0-3 start under new head coach Aaron Glenn. This is already bound to be a tough matchup for a struggling New York team in the first year of what feels like another rebuild under a new coach. But it got even tougher when starting quarterback Justin Fields was ruled out due to concussion. I think a lot of fans are like, okay, Jets fans aren't aware. When us Bucs fans realize that we have to face a backup quarterback, Bucs fans get Vietnam flashbacks. We get like very much PTSD from just all the moments where it's like, yeah, this is a game the Bucs should win, but will they win? I mean, it's up in the air, and I don't mean to be a pessimist. I think we are in a new era of Bucs football. We just beat our primetime curse where we hadn't won a primetime game since back when Brady was with us, and we won it while we were wearing red and pewter. So things are looking up. I mean, obviously it came at a great cost, but at the same time, I do think that the Bucs are capable of winning this game, even with the depletion and just ravaged offensive line. So it's just one of those things that it's not guaranteed. Obviously, every given Sunday is a saying for a reason, but at the same time, I do think that this is an opportunity for the Buccaneers. I mean, the Bucs played well against Justin Fields back when he was on the Bears. And so obviously we would have had a good chance against him either way. Tyrod Taylor has a lot of experience, though. This is a seasoned veteran and just kind of a seasoned backup quarterback. So playing an NFL game that's no stranger to him. And so he will be ready, and he will be up to the challenge, which is obviously very intimidating. But it is our home opener. We want to beat the creamsicle curse. We want to win in these uniforms. And we want to do it against Todd Bowles' old team as well. I think obviously it's been long enough for Todd. He's been with the Bucs at a pretty long time at this point, where I doubt he really holds anything against the Jets organization. And considering how much better the Bucs have been doing in the Jets, I doubt he really cares too much about what's going on there. But anyway, it's worth mentioning that it is his old team. There is an injury report here. Some things that are worth mentioning. Emeka Egbuka is questionable. He didn't participate on Thursday, but he did participate on Friday. Luka Decky will be out. Cody Malkin will be out. Chris Godwin will be out. Tristan Wirfs will be out. Sebastian Dennis and Hassan Reddick were actually both approved to be ready for the game, and obviously Baker will be playing for the game. And then the main names for the Jets, Justin Fields obviously will not be out. Jermaine Johnson has also been confirmed to not be playing. But those are the two names that really have stood out in terms of players who will not be playing. But we will see just for everyone else on the Jets if there are any other names that come up. But it looks like that everyone else will be good to go. And then regarding just the game plan and how the offensive line is going to be holding up and the plan for that this week, Josh Grizzard, our Bucs offensive coordinator, had to say they've done an unbelievable job, he's talking about the offensive line coaches. We've gone against two really good fronts the first 2 weeks, and whether it's from the scheme or adjustments that we need to make with the line or the scheme in-game to put our guys in a position as best as position as possible to make plays and get a hat on hat and be the most physical unit, which I think we've done. It is great to see. And those guys are just not stuck in their ways on how we've done things and being open-minded on different options for us just to give our guys a chance to go out there and win. Hats off to those guys. I love this. I think that Josh particularly is he's really acclimated well to the offensive coordinator position. We've been in two really, really tight and important games, and it doesn't seem like the moment has gotten to him. Baker and just the entire offense seems to be on the same page. I was noticing specifically in the Texans game in primetime, it felt like we were sending Emeka Egbuka in motion almost like every play. And obviously, you typically do that when you want to know whether the defense is playing man coverage or zone. Obviously, they'll disguise it sometimes if they queue up on what we're doing. But I anytime I see motion, I feel better about an offensive coordinator. People remember during the Byron Leftwich era, and even during a oh my gosh, I'm forgetting his name, but the offensive coordinator that was with us for Baker's first year, that it's not the Panthers head coach. When we had that, then it wasn't as much motion as either. Liam Cohen came in, and then there was tons of motion, a lot of different formations, and things felt a bit more sophisticated and a bit more intuitive and innovative. And I'm still getting that sense here regarding what Josh is doing. So it's exciting. I am very impressed so far with what he's been able to do. It seems like his communication is really strong. He's getting along with all the players. So it's a huge challenge, but he sounds very optimistic considering how dire our offensive line situation is. I mean, I'm wearing a Tristan Wirfs jersey right now. I know he won't be playing in this game, but the hope is that he will be coming back for the Eagles game, maybe even Chris Godwin as well. But that's kind of the hope, is that we just got to get through this week, start 3-0, and then we'll see what happens with the Eagles game. Hopefully, having Tristan Wirfs back for that one. So we'll see what happens, but it's a big opportunity to once again show our resiliency and really just kind of make it work. Because the defense, they've still stayed healthy besides the Kalijah Kancey thing, but it's just going to be interesting to see how that works out. I have a lot of faith in this Bucs coaching staff and players, just given how the seasons have started out. And then regarding the Jets side of things, Randy Lang, New York Jets writer, had to say, Fields at 26 has the athleticism and aspirations of NFL youth. Taylor at 36, that being Tyrod Taylor, is a football old-timer, yet has the experience and honed skills from 16 pro seasons. But they share key QB traits as well. Both are mobile. Since 2000, Fields is 5.99 yards per rush is fifth amongst all quarterbacks, while Taylor's 5.61 is 11th. Both have protected the pigskin. Fields recently with only 2 individual giveaways, 0 interceptions in his last 9 starts. Taylor for his entire career with only 35 giveaways in 95 career games. I think this is important for a lot of reasons, because the Buccaneers are really looking to try and make the Jets feel uncomfortable, obviously. When you have a backup quarterback in, we don't have a lot of tape on them, except I think Tyrod came in for at least half of the game against the Bills last week. So there will be tape on that, but they were getting blown out, so they probably weren't going too deep into their playbook is my guess, and they were just put in a lot of bad situations. So the situational football in this game will be very different. The Buccaneers are still struggling to find themselves in the turnover counter. We really haven't been. I don't think we have a single interception yet, or a fumble. I'm trying to remember if we. I don't think we have either one. So I mean, we've stopped. We had the goal line stop on against the Texans on Monday night, but we really got to start forcing some turnovers. We were doing a good job of that in the preseason, especially the first two games. But in the regular season, we are just we're playing good football for the most part. It's just that we got to make them feel like they're uncomfortable. We got to get more pressure on the quarterback. And we have to just make sure that they're throwing errant throws, that you're punching the ball out. Antoine Winfield is, particularly fantastic at that. Even Lavonte David, he had an interception right in his hands that he dropped. So he'll be kicking himself about that. Maybe he'll get his get back. Maybe he will get the interception that he was supposed to get last week, and the football gods will grace him with another chance there. But we'll see. It's really just a matter. I mean, it's clear that the Jets beat writers, they have faith that their quarterbacks will not be turnover heavy, that they won't be putting the ball in bad positions. So it's a matter of the Buccaneers kind of changing the script a little bit and making sure that they can, because I think that this game will come down to, once again, who's turning the ball over and who's making the bigger mistakes, and who's able to cause those mistakes, cause the pressure, cause the other team to feel like they're on their heels, and it's about just playing a full complete game. So that's just really important, and I think they can do it. We're all kind of waiting in the end. And then Aaron Glenn, the coach of the Jets, had to say, the fact that Tyrod Taylor has been in this league for a long time, there's no coverage, there's no pressure that he hasn't seen. So that's why I have confidence in him. And he's a very studious person, a good athlete. Again, he's been around this league for a long time. There's no better player that you would want as your backup quarterback than him at this point in time. I mean, he is the coach of the Jets. It's not like he's going to be like, he's going to be he's going to be supportive of his quarterback. And Tyrod has earned the praise, like we've talked about. He doesn't turn it over much. He's been on so many different teams. He's been in this league 16 seasons. That doesn't count for nothing. I mean, even if you're a career backup quarterback, it feels like every red zone at some point, you're watching red zone and you see Tyrod Taylor playing a game every year, and you're not sure how it happened, but for some reason he just knows, oh, this team's probably going to need me to play a game, and he's there for him, and he's still playing good football for the most part. So it'll be interesting. I really just, we're all crossing our fingers here. Can the Buccaneers finally break this backup? I mean, we've beaten backup quarterbacks in the past, but it feels like it's always a struggle, man. I think this Bucs team has yet to play their best, especially defensively, and even offensively. It's we really struggled in the middle of the Texans game, and with the Falcons game, it was just like on and off, on and off. It's a roller coaster. I just want to have really positive momentum. I'm thinking of like the Chargers game from last year, or like a Panthers game where we just blow out a team, and it's a pretty dominating performance. So that would be nice, especially our home opener, and I don't know. I feel like it's possible, but it's more likely than not going to be a game where we're going to be probably in the thick of it. It's going to be a close game, and we're probably just gonna have to slug it out, because offensively, like we don't even know what the rotation of the offensive line is going to be. We're still kind of wondering what that's gonna, and probably we won't know until it gets to game time, or maybe later tonight. We'll see, but. I'm not anticipating knowing much about that, and neither should the Jets. They're kind of. It'll be interesting to see, like, communication-wise, play-wise, how limited the Bucs offense will be. Will they be focusing on the quick passes? Will they focus on the running game? Will Bucky Irving be the main, like Bucky and Rachaad White really be like the cowbell, or whatever the saying is, to really carry the pigskin or the football? And really make the offense do its thing. Because, listen, when your offensive line is as hurt as ours, all of our good offensive linemen, Graham Barton and Ben Bredesen are still good, but it's, you're missing your two right tackles, you're missing one of your starting guards, your center and your other guard are in, positions that they're not typically in. it's just all over the place. You're bringing in guys that were on practice squads on other teams. It's a mess, and it's I again I appreciate Josh Grisard being very enthusiastic about the challenge, but there's no doubt in our minds that it's going to cause some problems. And really, with Baker and his hurt leg, or I mean, a leg that's bothering him at the very least, we don't want him to get hurt any more than he already is. And so the worry is that he's going to have to be scrambling around a little bit and doing some of those heroics again. We can only really just hope and pray that like something doesn't happen to the guy, because he's currently starting off the season with 5 touchdowns, zero turnovers, and we want to keep it going. Baker has a chance here to be an MVP this season, and I really hope that he keeps it up, and that we finally break this 2-0 streak and make it 3-0. We keep halting in week 3. Last year was against the Broncos, where we completed a complete dud against them. But Sean Payton, they've always had the Buccaneers number, and they just smacked us in the face. But now it's time to like really take advantage. Okay, this is a rebuilding Jets team. While we are depleted on injuries, we still have the talent, we have the experience, we know how to win. And that should be enough to win this game. But I want to throw it to you guys in the comments and just like let me know down below, what are your expectations for this game? Do you think that the Buccaneers have what it takes to overcome the backup QB curse, the creamsicle curse, and just like finally going 3-0 for the first time since 2005? In 20 years, we haven't gone 3-0. And we just all know how massive of a boost that would be going into the Eagles game, because that Eagles team, they've also come off of 2 massive wins, one against division rival with the Cowboys, and then one against the Chiefs in Arrowhead. We'll see what they end up doing this week, but my guess is they'll probably be 3-0 going in to the Buccaneers game, and that game will be massive, especially for playoff implications. So getting this win on Sunday, it feels like a must win. Weirdly enough, even when you're 2-0, I mean, it's just one of those things where it's like this is a game where, and I know I'm kind of repeating myself a little bit, but I do want to emphasize that every week matters. No matter how many games you've won or lost, until you secure the 1 seed, you got to keep fighting and you got to keep pushing. And these guys know that this is a marathon, not a sprint. Tom Brady would always say that. And so it's really about making it through this game as unscathed as possible. Like, we don't want to do too much, because it felt like maybe that's what happened against the Texans, and we lost a lot of our guys. We don't want to lose Emeka, because he's already dealing with injuries. Mike Evans, we don't want to – I'm not even going to put that out into the universe. But, we just got to do what we can to protect these guys, and but also get wins at the same time. So, anyway, let me know in the comments below. What are your expectations for against the Jets? What are your concerns, worries, and what are your hopes? Do you think that Bucky Irving is going to have a breakout game? Or is there a player I haven't talked about that's going to have an amazing game? If there's going to be a turnover, who do you think is going to get the first turnover of the game? Will it be a rookie? Jacob Parrish, he had a really good play guarding Nico Collins. I think that there's a possibility that he does it. Or Tyke Smith, I think there's a possibility. Antoine Winfield, obviously. All that good stuff. Let me know in the comments below your expectations. Maybe what the defensive line's going to do, like Greg Gaines. Maybe he'll make another play. All that. Anyway, but I've said enough. Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you guys after the game, or maybe even during the game. We will see.